Good morning, COACP Nation! Welcome to COACP. I'm Dan. With me today are my two good friends. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Grassy. It's almost 10 p.m.
Yo, my name's Diego, aka Deck Guy, @Cat on Twitter. What was that intro?
I got energy today. I really do.
That's awesome. Proud of you, bud.
It's gonna. I gotta keep up the energy because we're missing two people. I don't know if the fans can count, but we don't have Rusty or Star this week.
Yeah. Well, you said previous episode we would have one of those.
Yeah.
Is it slander for me to do the he has herpes joke on the podcast?
Honestly.
Look, I want to run through this really quick before he gets to that.
Sure.
So we're missing two people, right? Yeah. And to summarize the story, really small, just get past the details so he can talk about it himself later. Our friend Star got some good old fireball off the ground, discarded somewhere, and drank it. And
yes,
No. Okay. He starts us off. He sends us to the podcast chat, and he starts off with, Diego, I have to admit something to you. I just littered, which is a great way to start the story because I thought this was going somewhere else. Oh man, I had a plastic wrapper that I just threw. Oops, because I didn't have a trash can nearby. No, this motherfucker goes, yeah, we found a quarter of a bottle of Fireball whiskey off on the ground.
In a hiking trail.
And I just drank that motherfucker and threw it.
Yeah.
I want to clarify, because I don't think I told y'all this yet. I was in class, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm on my laptop. I'm typing away. Discord is open but closed in the tray because I am irresponsible. And I see a pop-up, and all I get to read from the pop-up for the couple seconds is a message from Starfacto that just says, Diego, you win this one, or whatever. Never in my fucking life would I assume that was he drank Fireball off the fucking ground in the middle of a hiking trail.
He really was focusing on the wrong part of this conversation. He was like, yeah, I littered. And everyone was like, what the fuck are you talking about, you littered? You drank alcohol that you just found.
Yeah. And I want the listeners to realize that between him who did that, right, and Resty who didn't do that, the one who has herpes and is sick is Resty.
Okay, now it sounds real. I'll clarify. Resty has cold sores, and also his throat he's got strep throat. I don't know. That dude's just dying. That dude just got every illness.
Star drank that and is not suffering currently. Resty is.
Yeah, that is crazy. I mean, I guess Star's...
Give it a week, Star will...
I guess Star has just trained his body to fucking, accept toxic shit.
By the way, for anyone listening, it might sound different this week. We're trying something new with the audio, so tell us what you think when it comes out, and we'll see.
when it comes out, we'll either have been doing this for several weeks straight or not, so it won't be that much help. But tell us, we like engagement.
Yeah, at the time we'll figure it out. We'll work on it.
It turns out
if you're listening to this and it sounds bad, we already know. But yeah. I gotta stop having this bad habit of sounding like I'm about to say something when I got nothing and y'all should...
Yeah, you're really leading into topics, and then it's just nope.
Yeah.
Did you guys actually think about topics when I asked you to earlier?
I did not.
I mean, I've had some pod. You said you had
I have a bit,
right,
but we'll get to that later. I want to save that because I don't know how long it'll be. It'll probably be 5 to 10 minutes, but we'll get to that later.
You know what, Dan? I have not thought about using this as a topic before, but we can talk about this, so this is a topic in a sense. So limited edition Coca-Cola Move.
Oh,
is the worst soda I've ever had.
No, it's so fucking bad. I got it one night, and it was just me and Grass in the call that night, and the entire night all I did was bitch about Coca-Cola Move because they kept drinking this drink because I spent $3 on it.
Yeah, and sometime after that, I walk into my kitchen, and there's a 12-pack of mini cans of Coca-Cola Move that someone in my house bought, presumably my mother. And so I just grabbed one, and I was gonna have a nice drinking night with my friend Dan here, and so I was like, yeah, this works as a mixer. And I get him that call, and I tell Dan, oh yeah, I got limited soda to try out. And he's like, oh, what is it? And I say it's Coca-Cola Movement. He immediately goes, no, that sucks. That's fucking awful. No, I would say that was 2 or 3 days ago. That can, which I've been too lazy to throw out because I suck, still has like 4/5 of its contents in it because I could not fucking do it.
So you have a mini can. I had like the full bottle, and I drank that in one night because I just didn't feel like wasting the money.
It was not worth it.
It was not. It is my top.
So yeah, don't.
Diego, are you saying you litter in your room?
That's not littering. I'm gonna throw it out eventually. It's not fucking like. There's no fucking like sea turtles in my fucking room eating that shit, bro.
My man doesn't have Cuff and Link in there. Come on. So what you got, Grass? What are your topics that you've been piling up?
There's several topics.
I have one that I kind of want to save for another time.
All right.
Mostly when we like have
the full crew,
the whole gang. So maybe never, but you know.
Yeah.
Sometime.
Well, when Rusty gets over his cancer AIDS and when Star stops drinking drinks off the ground, I guess. So never.
There's that chance.
Back next week, right? He's on his like for.
Yeah.
If he's not in the emergency room
again.
Yeah, it's funny because like we generally like I'm gonna give him some props so that I can shit on him. We had genuinely been seeing Restia like a lot more these past couple weeks. Like he was making an effort, he was showing up, but now then he got cancer AIDS.
Yeah. It's been unfortunate. Universe might be telling him just not to join. I'm talking about.
It's either not join, not go to work, or not interact with his girlfriend. That's the only 3 things he does, and he can't do any of them right now.
Yeah, so I don't know how like big y'all's brains are right now since it's very late in the morning. I don't know if like y'all got like the capacity, but I was thinking like sure. As we all know, Dan loves space.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
like he absolutely loves space. Outer space is the coolest ever. Yeah.
He is the space guy.
If there's one thing I could say from the lost episode, it was that whole rant I did about space.
Yeah.
And how much he loved it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's what the rant was
about.
Yeah. So,
realistically, as people, Yeah, I mean, look, the people in this podcast episode right here, right now, we're probably not going to space. At least not for like a long while until we're like 90 and the moon travel was like a thing, which probably won't even happen. Yeah. But you know, there's a very fucking 0% chance that we're going to space. However, what we can do is what many have done in history. We just create their own like science fiction space story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, this kind of ties into my bit. Yeah, we'll go into that later. Though.
Yeah. So
let's go with grasses first.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, because when I look at like space stories, a lot of the time I look at like Star Wars or like Mass Effect or shit like that. Yeah. Specific ones where I watch it and I'm like, there are so many fucking humans. Like, what the fuck? This is fucking out. There's like 20 billion planets. Why all humans? What is this?
I would not say that's true for Mass Effect at all. I'm gonna say that real quick.
And when the fucking like council of people are just like free races only, and then like humans are like, we're the fucking cool people, let us in, and it's like, I guess they're the cool people, let them in. And it's like, I don't know. I wish like humans would take a backseat in space stuff. And I was thinking, if I ever made a space story, I'd want like more cool alien races that would focus.
Also,
you know what I mean?
Technically, the Star Wars race isn't humans because it's not.
Oh my god,
it's not here.
They should look it then.
Well, it was the 70s, man. What do you want?
That's a big reason that humans take a front seat in like science fiction stuff. It's because it's cost effective.
And that's why in this modern age, where like Hollywood has hella money for lame shit, we could take some of that and get our own space story up there. You know what I mean? I think we should like pitch some ideas real quick.
All right. Well, do you have a pitch ready, or are you putting us on the spot?
I'm thinking we come together a bit. I mean, my first concept when I go for a space story, the first thing I think I want to do is just make a whole bunch of like cool alien races that can like put human focus more to the side.
Yeah, that is cool. It is messed up because like my concept, like the way I think of cool, like things like cool alien races is by thinking about how Mass Effect does it. And so it's like, oh, that'll just be ripping off things. That's not good. Like, because like there is cool shit there. Like having a whole race of beings that can't actually communicate entirely through words because they use like weird psychic shit. So when they speak to humans who can't do psychic shit, they just have to go sarcastic. Why'd you do that?
Oh
like,
yeah,
stuff like that. Like that's the stuff that interests me most when thinking about alien shit. Is just like what things would just be inherently different for an alien species. Just like what would just be like they do not have this human thing, or they have this thing that humans cannot like think about properly.
Unrelated, I've always thought that Star Wars specifically underutilizes the fucking Force. Yeah, we get the cool lightsaber fights and people like throw each other with the Force or whatever. I want people like demolishing whole rooms with that shit. I want constantly shit to be throwing or like
Man
pushing
loves
whole
Episode
tunnels.
9. It's his favorite Star Wars movie.
That movie fucking blows. I want a good story on top of that.
The one is the one that does what you just asked.
Yeah.
Well, what if there's like an alien race, right? And let's say they have something like the Force, like they can kind of like move things around, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what
They're
if they
connected
didn't have
to
fingers?
Yo.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
I'm listening.
That's cool.
It's
Yeah.
cool.
They just got like little stubs for no reason that function like they're useless, but they can like move their stubs around and they use the Force that way. But when it comes to like actually like physically, they can't do it because they don't have fingers.
Yeah, that is cool. I will say, I gave Mass Effect a shout, but I gotta say that is second place for what I think does cool alien species. First place for what does cool alien species is Animorphs. That shit goes crazy.
Oh yeah, I remember that because they had the fucking like the scorpion, half like human people. That was like the main the good guy race, quote unquote. And then I forgot what the bad guy race looked like because for most of the time they were just mind controlling people.
Well, they're just like weird slugs.
Yeah,
that suck, but like they can take over like the minds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is cool. Animorphs actually does one of the things that I think is cooler. One of the cooler things I've seen a sci-fi story do, which is make up or do like one of the only. This goes back to your point, Grass. The only times they have like a really valid reason to have like, okay, we're gonna human focus like crazy. Because how it works is it's all set around this war where these parasites are trying to take over the whole universe, and basically like every other world, it's incredibly rare for there to be more than like a few thousand of a species, and so this alien conquering race that wants to take over everything shows up on Earth and goes, oh, there's billions of people here, holy shit. We got this shit. If we win this shit, we're like gods, basically.
I read fucking Animorphs a lot as a kid. We had in my library in like 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, they had like a ton of the books, which sucks because they didn't have all of them and they didn't have them in like order. So you got like books 1 through 6.
Yeah, you get random.
And then missing 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. You just have to read whatever and just piece the story together from that. And one book they didn't have was the final book because the series was already over by the time I was reading it. And I was 10 years later, I was like, I wonder how Animorphs ended. And it was the most depressing fucking thing I've ever read in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the ending of Animorphs. Spoiler alerts for Animorphs. The main characters get charged for war crimes.
Oh no!
Hey, not all of them. One of them dies.
Okay.
But yeah, Animorphs is funny because like it's not what people would assume it is at all. Half the stories involve the characters just getting like horrifically maimed and torn apart because they can transform back. So they can just have like, oh, they're gonna have a first-person perspective. Have this child describe how it feels to get your arm ripped off.
Yeah,
it's like, all right, I'm fine with this.
This was children's literature, but they were like, yeah, let's just make it fucking brutal.
Yeah.
I've never touched a fucking Animorphs book in my life, but I'd be like in the school library and pass by them like all the time and just see the fucking dumbass covers.
Yeah,
and I'd be
funny
like,
covers, yeah.
I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. And then motherfuckers keep describing it, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's everyone's experience. I've found that like they only know is the quirky covers, so there's like here's a silly little story turned into animals, and then I tell them what Animorphs is, and they go, "What the fuck? What's
Yeah.
this?" One of the main characters of Animorphs tries to kill themselves in like the second book.
Why, like, they should have marketed it cooler. Like,
One of the antagonists gets turned into a mouse permanently, and it's assumed he just gets eaten. It's just like,
what?
Not an alien. This is a human child.
Yeah.
No? Why couldn't
So,
they
yeah.
make like the covers cool?
Sorry, man. It was me.
It was cool to me as an 11-year-old, and then I read the book and was unleashed to horrors.
Okay, they're cool horror.
No, it was cool. It's
Like
I love those books as a kid.
it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like that's a lot of books, and like some of it's cool. It's the thing we were talking about with Doctor Who the other day, Dan, where it's like there's so much shit here, and only some of it is cool, and I wish I could show the cool parts to people.
Yeah.
Oh, now we've swung back on sci-fi. Doctor Who has like the worst alien races.
Oh yeah?
They be phoning that shit in sometimes.
For classic Who, all they did was like paint people, and then like they're like a prosthetic on their head. And then for New Who, they did that for a while too. And then when they tried doing like the CGI monsters, it was worse.
Yeah, no, like there's a couple really cool concepts for like Doctor Who villains and aliens and such. A lot of them are just like
I'm talking about the civilian
weird
species.
prosthetic monsters. Oh yeah, a lot of those.
The civilian species are always the worst ones. Like the villain species are whatever, but like the civilian species are always like terrible.
Yeah, the villain species are hit or miss. The random civilians they'll throw in are just miss.
Yeah.
Or humans. There's a lot of them just straight up look like humans, which goes back to Grass's point.
Mm-hmm.
I think like the media as a whole has kind of like been able to like take that humanoid shape, but like add a lot to it usually, like in terms of like whatever fucking weird like scales or like bumps or whatever is put on them. I think that's pretty cool, but like also at the same time it's kind of like because they've been doing that, I feel like very simple alien designs, like the fucking like classic just gray lanky short dudes.
Yeah.
Like I feel like those are still kind of cool as fuck, right?
No, like grays are awesome. Like we have really lost an art of like creepy alien designs, you know.
We got to bring it back. That's what our sci-fi pitch is going to include.
Yeah.
We're going to
Okay.
break new ground.
Yeah.
Like xenomorphs
old
are
ground.
fucking awesome, like design wise.
Yeah, they are.
Or fucking, it's very funny that Predator had like 3 iteration designs, and then there's like they didn't write any lore for the guy. They're just like, we need a cool looking alien, and it's a cool looking alien.
Yeah, anytime they add lore to the Predator, it's bad. Like, we just got to keep the cool warrior, like cool, like honorable hunter man from space. That's all I want. Don't like make it like. Don't make them like want to be autistic. That's a real plot point. This is not getting edited out. That's a real plot point.
No, Predator 2018. That's the whole goal of the Predators. They're trying to kidnap an autistic child so they can also become autistic because they think it'll make them better hunters.
You think that'll be the next
I
step in
see.
the revolution is developing autism. Movies are fucking crazy sometimes.
We can do something kind of like that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, you know, sci-fi and autism go hand in hand.
This is so
New
true.
types are just autists.
Yeah, actually.
That's another thing about science fiction that, like, sometimes I enjoy it, but a lot of the times I'm like, stop explaining everything. I wish people would stop explaining everything and every little detail of a science fiction story. Just let it. Just show me like a cool laser gun. Don't tell me the
I
schematics.
just want to know like the history of this planet and its politics, and also how it interacts with this other planet and its politics.
No, see, I do like that stuff. Okay, I like that stuff when it's like built in. You know, when it's like we've built the story of this race, and that's how it gets here, and that's how it connects to the story. I don't like it where it's like, we have this random character that happens to be an alien. We're gonna then also give you the whole story of this alien race, and it's gonna be stupid and bad because it has nothing to do with anything. Like, those are bad. But if it's like more built into the story, I do like sinking into like lore shit. I like lore a lot.
But if it's not like interrupting the story, but it's like a fucking lore tablet.
Lore is fine. I'm talking about like, how do you make your technology realistic? And I don't like that shit.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that is silly.
Yeah,
explain the fake physics.
Yeah.
Shout out Halo. I don't need to know how your fucking like lasers and planes work. Like, just fucking show me.
Like, storytelling elements are like cool, but when people are like, "Oh, how would a lightsaber actually work?" It's like, go fuck yourself. Who cares? It's like a lightsaber.
Yeah. Okay, well, this is true for like space stories, but if you have like, say, a time travel story or something, I do want the nitty gritty of everything.
There's like
that stuff I care about.
Like, if you're telling a modern time story, like okay, Steins Gate is of course great because it's that. Like, it has great explanations for why all the shit kind of works, you know?
Yeah.
That's good because it's built around that. It's not trying to, it's not trying to make cool laser space swords. It's like, yeah, we built a time machine and we're in the modern day. We kind of have to explain how we pulled that shit off, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just like, you ever read like a Star Wars lore book? Obviously not, but they're not good.
No, I have. I have a funny thing to say. So I have this like massive book that I don't know if I bought it or it was gifted to me. I don't remember. As a child, I like this massive lore book about Star Wars. It's supposed to be like like everything about the Star Wars universe, and it was made, I believe, right before the Disney buyout. So it is like it is actually just the entire lore of the expanded universe because it ended right after that. And no, like that shit is like that is too much information. There's an entire third of the book is just how droids work in a commercial sense.
Fucking care.
Yeah. Yeah. The book had cool pictures. That's mainly what I cared about.
Okay, but how many credits would R2 be worth?
No, it wasn't even that. It would just be stuff like, these are the companies that make droids. This droid that you see in one shot in this movie is made by this company, and it's made for this, and it does this. It's like,
who gives a shit?
Like, I'll look at this shirt, but like, I don't care.
They made that up for the book.
Yeah, they did.
Like no one cared about that until you put the pen to the paper.
I remember they were making like a Star Wars video game, and there was
They made a lot of those games.
Yeah. No, I'm sure they have, but like, there's a specific story. It was one of the canceled ones, and it was they had like a model of like a female Darth Maul character from one of the lore books, and George Lucas was around the office for some reason, and he saw it, and he's like, I want her and Darth Maul to fight. And there, someone tried to explain to him that they were like, they existed centuries apart, and he's like, don't care, make it happen.
Okay, that's kind of basic.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Like, say what you will about George Lucas, he's cool. He does know what he does, like making cool stories.
Is that character was that character like centuries apart before him or after him?
I have no clue.
I assume before. They really have not gone like centuries after.
Yeah,
like Star Wars canon.
Yeah, probably.
They've been like a couple decades after.
Can you know that one like place on like Episode 5 Yodaville where like Luke walks in and fake Vader image shows up?
Oh, yeah. Are you talking about the fucking cave? Are you saying that Darth Maul should go into the cave in Dagobah?
Yeah,
like hot female.
Yeah,
Darth Maul.
There you go.
Shout out Yodaville, by the way.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Bro, does not remember Dagobah. That's fucked up.
I had the name in my head, but I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to be incorrect.
Sure, man.
I don't be studying the Star Wars lore books.
Me neither. I didn't.
Yeah,
I just owned it. It's somewhere. It's not even. It's not even like where my books are in my room. It's just like in a shelf somewhere in this house. I would have to look for it.
How many people do you think owned that book?
I don't fucking know. I don't remember where I got it. Like, I have no memory of like how I purchased it. Like, I just
Would we take ideas from there and no one would know?
Yeah, probably.
yeah,
Yo?
yeah. I don't know, man. The Star Wars wiki probably is like very like has everything that's ever happened.
George Lucas wouldn't know.
George Lucas, this is true.
Yeah.
And it's not like Disney can sue us. They like made all that shit like disappear.
Well,
This is true.
see, Disney did the biggest like dumbass retcon ever, where they're like, yeah, all the old stuff they're considered legends, so some of it may be true and some of it may not. Ooh, which means we can pick and choose what's canon at will. It's fucking stupid.
Guys, I'm canon in the Star Wars universe. I am. Yeah, I said it. What am I gonna do about it?
Actually,
What are you gonna do? You're probably gonna die.
Oh no!
speaking of pitches, I wrote down some movie ideas and I want to run these by you guys. Tell me what you think about them.
Sure.
All right.
All right, so pretend you're executives, and I'm walking into the room. I'm gonna pitch this movie to you. So this is the first one I got. All right, so it's a movie about a guy who gets cancer, but is too shy and doesn't want to make it all about him. So he tries to subtly hint it to his friends. How are we feeling on that one?
Yeah.
Is this the Rusty story?
We'll call the main character Stan. He's got a friend named like Diego.
It's Diego.
Okay.
What the fuck? Okay, now I'm worried that you have cancer.
I'm really I don't know why, but I'm really, really attached to this idea. So what do you guys think?
Oh, no. I mean, like, how subtle is he? How like
That
like,
character got a name change.
What are some ways that like the character like introduces this idea, this subtle idea? Like
maybe
maybe some like fake movie pitch or something.
Yeah, maybe
Like,
he's
would that
like
be a way he does
pitching
that?
it to his friends. Like, what if I had cancer, guys?
Ah, all right, I see.
Oh,
Gotcha.
what kind though?
Yeah, what kind of cancer would he have?
Ass cancer.
Ah,
okay.
shit, that's one of the worst ones.
Mhm.
What stage
Yeah.
of cancer is the ass cancer in?
It's like a 3. Bad, but like still savable.
That sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds kind of like a downer story, Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to picture like this is like one of my friends, I would be like, just like don't hint at all, just like keep that shit to yourself, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, thankfully, I have other movie ideas here.
Okay.
All right. Let's hear 'em.
That's okay. This one's about a movie. It's a movie about a Vietnam vet who wants to go back in time and make the Vietnam War worse, so he has more to complain about.
Yo. Wait, is he making the war overall worse, or is he following like his troop around and making his
Just
experience in
everything,
Vietnam
really.
worse? Just all of it, just more.
Okay, but how far does he go? Like, is he trying to make it worse, but then come out of it alive so he can complain, or like does he matter? Like, can he die just so he can make it worse?
No. Like, he's trying to survive just so, like, in the modern day, he can be like, yeah, you know what? You don't know what I have to go through in Nam, right? Like, he's putting, like, radiation in the fucking, like, Agent Orange and shit.
So, like, what I'm picturing, right, is he does this, like, the one time. Like, he makes one change, and then, like, next time, like, something small inconveniences him. He's like, I gotta make up I gotta create a Nam scenario that would let me have a snappy comeback here. And so he goes back and does that.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, he's continually going back, and it's changing the future in ways he doesn't want, actually. And so, he's got to, like, slowly accept that, like, I could just make shit up. I don't gotta time travel. That's the moral of the story at the end, is he realizes he could just pretend that shit happened in Nam. He didn't have to actually change it.
Yeah.
But the stuff remains changed though, right?
Does
he fix it?
Y'all, we can decide that. I have not decided that. Like, what are y'all feeling?
Does he just come to the conclusion about shit is still fucked up, and he's just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, like, great idea, Grass. We'll credit that as your idea.
Okay.
All right. Here's my next idea. And it's the same movie, but it's about World War II.
Okay.
Is it the same actor?
It's the exact same crew and like
Is it the same script?
same cast, same crew, same like script, but we're just gonna title it a completely different movie and say they're unrelated.
Yeah, and just anytime they travel, you delete the text that says Vietnam, just say Japan.
Yeah.
Just like, there we go, we got it.
You can make like
Alright.
a film anthology with this, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, like what we do, right? Because people would obviously be like, when you make the World War II one, they would just be like, so unrealistic. All this weaponry and like and uniforms they got is clearly like Vietnam War. So we just make it like wrong halfway.
Yeah.
We just have like some of it Vietnam stuff, some of it World War stuff. So like it just seems like a regular amount of incorrect movie.
It's the same movie, but we changed the filter.
Yeah. Oh shit, we got a fucking third option then with the following Mexican drug wars because we can change filters.
All right, here's my next idea.
All right.
I call it The Expendables 4.
Okay, is it a fourth Expendables?
What the fuck is The Expendables? So here's my idea.
Oh no.
All right, I'm thinking we get like Sylvester Stallone and a bunch of like old 80s action movie guys. We get 4 of them. That's why it's called The Expendables 4, because there's 4 of them.
Okay.
Right? And then we just sell that. It's like a classic action Hollywood movie. And then we don't make it PG-13 because that would suck. Right?
Okay, I see it. Okay, but like we're bringing it's mostly like 80s action guys, right? But like,
yeah.
What if also Terry Crews was there for some reason, and we kept framing it
Yeah.
like he also belongs in this like group? But like, it's weird because that's just Terry Crews. That's not an 80s action star. I think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, I think we could sell this one.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how do we get Sylvester Stallone to agree to that one though? Like, what's the plan there?
We'll tell them like, one more and we're done, right? Like with Rocky.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I see. Oh fuck! I forgot the actor for Apollo Creed. What's his name? Carl. Is it? It's Carl
Michael
Weathers.
B. Jordan.
It's Carl. No.
The Carl Weathers.
Okay. So we killed Carl Weathers. So he has, and now we are the Ivan Drago, and he has to like follow on our idea, as the movie law states. Yep.
I got more for you.
Okay.
Just a couple more.
All right.
So this one's a movie about a dog who plays basketball. I'm thinking we can turn this one into like a franchise, right? We'll call it like Sky Pal or something. He doesn't have to just play basketball, but I think it's it's a really silly, funny, cute idea.
I mean,
what do you guys think?
That makes sense because like there's no rule saying a dog can't play basketball.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. I see that. I mean, I don't know. Like I've been supportive of your ideas so far, Dan, but like this one, I don't know. I feel like people would enjoy the first one, and then the rest would just be things people look at and go, "What the fuck? Why did they make that?" and laugh, but not actually like enough to watch them. Like you would just laugh at the concept, but not actually watch the movie. I think.
Yeah, maybe you're right. All right, we'll pass. We'll pass on that one.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
All right. This one's a very special movie. This one's near and dear to my heart. It's a movie in which all of Diego's litter forms into a giant monster and tries to fight him.
Oh my god.
Why is my litter our only consistent segment now? Like, why is it get brought up every single like all?
Oh, you know what? Can I add on to this pitch?
Sure.
Can I throw some shit up like all over this pitch?
Yeah, because I feel like this pitch is pretty strong. I got some like ideas to bounce off with here.
All right.
Well, it's because we're talking about, and look, I'm really into the space shit, right? I'm not the space guy, that's Dan. But like I'm kind of into it right now. And we were talking about aliens that like have to like go parasites and they gotta like take a host, What if an alien species, right? And they're not microscopic, but they're really small. The thing is, they actually can't take control of like people, living creatures with minds, because the minds of the people are bigger and like too powerful for them to even like get into.
Yeah, it's more energy that they could. Yeah.
Yeah. So instead, they're able to like psychically, but not as strong, because their psychic powers are not strong enough for like a living creature, but they're strong enough for non-living creatures, or basically not even creatures at this point, objects, right?
Right.
What if like the pitch, right?
So like Transformers.
So Sure, but in this instance, it's about Diego, right? And he litters all the time, and then an alien like crash lands on Earth, and it takes host of one of Diego's like recent litters. Like he throws the litter out, and like a scene later, like the alien takes control of that litter.
This sounds like a Goosebumps book.
It does.
Yeah, no, I'm building up, and then it takes control of that litter, and when it does so, it kind of like takes on the feelings of the litter, and the feelings are I hate Diego. So it goes together with the other litter, and it starts like forming together to make like a body made out of all your litter.
Litter that,
and it goes for revenge.
Yeah, see, I think so. So this is a good pitch. So I'm writing that one down.
I like this a lot.
Yeah, this is successful.
Yeah,
we'll have the litter monster in our sci-fi movie next.
yeah.
I don't litter that much, guys. All right, and then at the end of the movie, like he gets shot into space and lands on like its own planet, and then we have a whole movie not about humans at all, just about the litter people in their planet.
Yes.
You know? There you go. I like that one. Not the first one, but like that's like a necessary.
You'll be dead.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Oh, what the hell?
There's risks I'm willing to take for the sake of art.
I got one last movie plot. All right. This is a fantasy film. It's more of a power fantasy film. All right. There's these 5 guys, right?
5 guys.
Yeah.
Partners.
Yeah. There's 5 guys, and they're like, "Oh man, we're gonna do a podcast together." And they're like, "Yeah, we'll agree. We'll agree to show up on Friday every week." And then they all actually show up. Believe it or not, that one may be a little
It's
too
a fantasy land.
Yeah.
Dan, that one's a bit too unrealistic.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Maybe a little far. I don't think we'll mark that.
That's
one.
what we call wish fulfillment, Dan.
Yeah. How do you feel about that one, Rusty?
I'm Rusty.
Okay.
There he is.
Nice, man.
The strep throat really fucking got to him. Like he's
He's starting to sound Mexican.
No, whoa, hey. That's.
I don't think he sounds Mexican.
Yeah, what do you think, Star?
Hey, Lois.
You know, that was pretty good Star doing fucking Peter.
Yeah, because I phoned it in like crazy.
Yeah.
That was.
I'm glad.
I gotta get another dig on Star real quick. So Dan,
Yeah.
did you notice how like you said, "Hey, I got ideas of things to say," and that lasted us like 40 minutes? Isn't that crazy? that we're able to do that? Bring ideas that don't fucking fizzle out in 3 milliseconds.
I wrote these down and I was like, this would be funny, but I'm scared this joke would be old or just fall flat. And I'm glad that you guys found them funny. So
Yeah.
Listen, I'm partially motivated by the fact that if I don't find them funny, we have less content.
This is true.
But
I found them funny.
no, I found them funny, but I was intentionally trying to play off of them. I wasn't just going like, "Oh, that's funny," and then just moving to the next one. I was finding new ideas to add to it.
Yeah, I was scared because we came across like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do pitches, and I was like, oh, I already wrote my bit down.
Oh shit!
No, that made it flow well.
Yeah.
So my pitch that I have not made up as of right now, I'm just gonna speak until it comes out.
Okay.
My pitch, it's 3 guys, right?
Uh-huh.
And they try to record a podcast together, right? And when their audio comes in, right, they see that it's slightly off sync.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have to do like tests. They try a bunch of services, and it just keeps staying off sync. And so eventually they're like, all right, we're gonna do this like in person. Fuck it. They all get together, and then they get there and they realize it was not the audio. They are just actually off sync in time itself.
Oh,
They're just slightly off in time.
That's weird.
Yeah, and so they have to go on this weird sci-fi adventure of figuring out what that means, and also through like science things that I have not made up yet. But like I could absolutely make up some science bullshit reasons why this would work. The time unsync also gives them superpowers in a way. I have not figured that out yet, but I could if I had some time. And so it's also, they're trying to figure out what happened to them, and like if like there's like fucked up experiments that maybe happened, and also they have superpowers. And Grass dies at the end.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even Grass is a part of this movie.
That's fair.
Oh no, I mean I didn't. Okay, so I didn't say which of the characters is Grass. Grass could be the character based on me. Like we don't know. I just said nothing. A name.
Yeah. We'll all play each other.
Yeah, okay, that could work.
Yeah.
We'll get Quentin Tarantino to direct. It'll be his true final movie.
Yeah, this one, the one he talked about, is a lie.
No, what we do, right, is we get the one person that really just very obviously wants to be making movies, but is doing something else instead. We go get Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would kill for Hideo Kojima. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Norman Reedus has to be in it because
Why
it's a
wouldn't he?
package deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro's
Awesome.
there. Jeff Keighley.
Yeah, Jeff Keighley's there. It's very important.
We give him the flyest J's.
He brings in like all of his coolest like actor friends, but they all only agree to very small parts. And Jeff Keighley's the only one that agrees to like a main role. So we just have like us three and Jeff Keighley as the main stars of the movie.
That would be so cool.
I feel like all four of us doing the podcast, so it's all four of us in a room. Just fucking Jeff Keighley just sitting next to us, like. Oh.
Jeff Keighley plays Dan's dad.
Yeah. So he'll be there for 2 minutes.
Oh no! Hey, there's an alternate telling of your dad.
Yeah.
Not based on the real one.
They're gonna spray paint him brown.
Whoa, no. Yeah, so all right, you understand. So Justin Trudeau plays my dad. Grass's dad is just Grass, but we did some like filters.
Yeah. Fair enough.
We tried to get Guillermo del Toro to do it, and he was like, "No, maybe play someone else."
Oh, he hates me.
We also get Justin Trudeau, but we put like a rice hat on.
No.
Uh-oh.
He's still doing like the brown face, but now it's a rice hat and pretends a different character. We say things sometimes.
I don't know. Maybe I'll come up more next week for movie pitches. We'll see how that goes over.
Yeah,
maybe this is a segment that we do.
Yeah.
Not the entire podcast if we have more people, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I knew I could do it with you guys, because if it was all 5 of us, I'd get interrupted every time I was trying to do the pitch. It was like, it'd be funny with 2 guys.
Mm-hmm. Also,
Okay, all that's getting picked up on the podcast.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't know how much is going to be picked up on the podcast. A whole party just fucking pulled up to my house, and that's getting picked up.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
well, the party's taking your Discord shit, so all of it.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that could get cut from when I'm not talking. Anyways.
No, it can get fixed up. We'll let like a small chunk of it in, so they know what the fuck we're talking about right now.
Mm-hmm. You can hear my cousin screaming. Yeah.
Shout out Dan's cousin. I think they are the most important person on the podcast this week.
They are on the podcast. This is true.
Yeah. I will say about the pitches thing, and I know this is, I think, at least my 4th Star Facto call out of the night, but
Nope.
half of the tangents we have gone in this podcast would be things that halfway through Star goes, guys, we have to move on. We have to talk about something else.
Yeah. You really want to fight Star Facto. What is your blood at the moment?
Okay, today he deserves it. Today's the day he
Drinking that fucking fireball off the street was a little, much.
You know what? Let's say, okay, if I set up a fucking pitch for a movie, right, and it was just the fucking Star Diego boxing movie, right?
It's a Rocky remake with
Yeah.
Star and Diego.
No,
Yeah.
it's an Epo remake with me instead. Very dope.
Like, as a movie, realistically, how would that fight go? Because it's not about, like, this person overpowers the other in real life. It's like, it's a movie, so we gotta make it cinematic, right? Like,
I know. Okay, so like you've both seen Better Call Saul, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how that boxing match goes.
The fucking Howard Saul one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what we would look like. Boxing. I mean, start with Lewis and it'd be like, if I had a third arm, I could have won.
Yeah.
Yo?
He would say some shit like that. It wasn't fair. I didn't have my third arm. Halfway through the match, he'd be like, "Guys, we got to do something else. People aren't interested."
Oh no!
They got the announcer, and he's doing like the presentation. He's like doing his whole like presenting this person this corner, and Star just goes, "Stop talking about logistics."
You know,
banger.
You know, fucking Punch Out when they're like chilling in the corner, Star's over there eating like fucking peanut butter and mustard sandwiches. Like, I'm getting Diego next round.
Man, Star will never get his wish of the podcast where he shit on Dan or Grass. It will just not happen.
No,
it won't happen.
We have too much material on the other 3 people of the podcast, including myself.
This is the only time that we have not argued a single time this episode, I think.
Yeah. Oh no, we're going away from our brand. People are gonna hate it. They're like,
no.
The chill episode.
Dan, let's fight about something real quick. Dan, what do you got?
Fuck.
Dan, you know what? Dan, give me like any take, and I'll argue the opposite of that take, no matter what.
You know, you can always just yell at me for my fucking food opinions if you want to talk about that.
Yours are not bad.
Oh, fucking this guy. Okay. This fucking guy eats dry sandwiches with not a single goddamn condiment on them. And it's fucked up.
I don't like condiments.
And it was fucked up because one time I forgot, and it was the funniest scenario ever to me, where I forgot and I asked Dan and Rusty, "Hey, what should I get on my Subway sandwich?" And Dan went, "I usually get like ham and spinach, and that's it." And I was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong with this?
I know what I get every time, all right? It's the fucking ham, pepperoni, salami, spinach, lettuce. That's it.
That's it.
Bro, that's dry as hell. Put some condiments on there.
The cheese. I almost forgot the cheese. We get cheese on that bitch.
I mean, even if you don't put a condiment on, like some vegetables can help with that too.
Yeah.
Like, besides the
I also like when I go to Subway, I get like almost all of them.
Like homie got like the plain ass sandwich.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about condiments, and I don't like a lot of vegetables. I'm an extremely picky eater.
Yeah, this is true. No, because like half the time there's a disagreement on whether or not like a food is good in this server. Dan's in the no, I hate that. Like, Dan just hates most foods I've found.
The only thing I'm consistent on is meat. I eat a lot of fucking meat.
Bro's fucking gobbling on that meat, for real.
True.
But yeah, I mean, that is just my main Dan hate opinion on your food things is the condiment thing. Like, I don't even remember a lot of pasta. You're fucking weird for not liking pasta. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't like most
You don't like pasta?
I don't like any kind of pasta.
Like, that's crazy, right? That's insane.
Any is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you like other noodles that are not? Oh no, you like ramen.
I like Asian noodles, which is like the weebiest fucking thing ever. But like Asian noodles, I'm really good with. Yeah.
I only like Asian noodles. I don't like your disgusting Western noodle.
Yeah, I'm not fucking like, oh man, Asian food is superior. It's all the MSG. It's all the
like anime food tastes so good.
Yeah. Fucking MSG just makes it taste good. I don't like Italian food. It's not my thing.
And I'm gonna ask like the meanest question ever. Like this one might actually get cut from being too mean.
Sure.
Dan, how are you not skinny if you don't eat pasta?
It's purely just I eat so much fucking sugar, and sugar is like one of the worst things for your health.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is because like I would say the 2 things that make me like not skinny are like pasta and soda. And if I could cut one of those, I'd be way better off. I know this because I have successfully cut soda before and lost a ton of weight. But I'm back on the soda kick again, and it's gonna ruin my life.
Yeah. In terms of food, like for most people, the most sugar you consume in your lifetime comes from drinks, like over food. So like, I think in terms of food, you're probably fine. Honestly, I think you just like on drinks you'd have to cut.
Bro's actually just giving us diet tips. Now.
Yeah,
that's great.
Well, Grass,
I can't fought it up.
Grass is like skinny as fuck. Yeah, no,
no.
Grass is healthy.
I'm like normal bod.
There you go. Good job.
Yeah,
proud of you, bud. I did it again. I just in normal conversation, I have like a weird need to assert myself as like I'm the one talking, but I can't do that in like a.
I am the one who talks.
Oh my god.
I can't take control of the conversation in a podcast because I was like, nah, I should let someone that actually has shit to say speak. So yeah.
I do think it's funny that Star's not even here and it's still the Bully Star podcast.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think any point I've made against Star is like a weird point to make. They've all made sense when they happen.
I know for a fact Resty's gonna listen to this episode eventually, right? I don't think Star will. So you're just good, honestly.
He might.
The main thing is, like, even if he does listen to it later, he's gonna listen to it later. I think because we technically went at Dan for something.
Yeah,
right?
The fucking whatever.
We did.
And either he will never listen to this, or he will listen many weeks from now. I think, like, until then, we do not tell him we did it.
Yeah.
Okay, but like our listeners are Star's friends. They might just tell him like we were just shitting on him while he was
Yeah.
But he won't know until then, and that'd be funny.
That is funny. Yeah, that's fair. So, Grass.
Yeah.
Say something right now. Say something funny.
Something funny?
Hey, there we go. Greatest podcast ever. Good job, guys. I don't know. I was like, I got nothing to say, but we're in a bit of a like lulling conversation, so I gotta force someone else to say something.
So,
Is there anything?
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
I got a little something, which is not like it's more logistics that Star hates, but
Yeah,
it was funny. It was funny that we were like 2 weeks ago we were like, yeah, we got to start with 4. Then we did a 3-person episode. I think it's only good because I wrote down stuff this time because I was like, we got to fill the space. But like, you know,
I mean, I did think that this one would have been kind of weak if we had nothing.
yeah.
But like, I think it's a good one. I think we're doing good. Good job, guys. High five.
The main thing, the thing about logistics is, like, I don't know if the listeners would find it enjoyable, because sometimes I listen to people's logistics like on their shows, and it's like, I like this. So I don't know if they find it interesting.
I like background, like behind the scenes stuff. It's really interesting to me.
Like, this might not be a bad thing, but I think because also I'm talking about like the podcast quality, and I feel like when people like hear people talk about the quality of their own project is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So maybe this is fine, but like,
Okay, you know what? For like weird people that enjoy logistics, I'm gonna give y'all a treat right now that's gonna blow your mind like crazy. This was recorded March 17th.
Sure.
whoa,
What year?
There you go. No, because like this is gonna come out
What year?
15 years from now, probably. So someone's gonna be like, "What the fuck? This was in March." So yeah, no, because I know like anytime things I watch that take a long time to get edited, like anytime they reference the actual time, I'm like, this is interesting.
Yeah.
So I give the people like me a tidbit there.
yeah. Okay, because like we had some weaker episodes like before this one, I think, that haven't come out yet. But
Well, they have by the time they're being listened to.
yeah, well, I'm adding on to your point in time remark.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Right now they're not out. I think a lot of it, like, because a lot of the time in those, it's like we have a topic, then it gets stopped either because like it runs out or because Star's like, we gotta move on, right? Like it ends, and then we're kind of like, what's the next thing? Or we just talk about logistics like immediately,
Yeah.
right? Like, I feel like this one flowed really well, like because like it kind of like built on top of each other the whole time through.
Yeah, well, we did the sci-fi and then the pitches, and then we shut down Star for a while, and then we talked about our fake boxing movie.
Yeah, like we didn't really have like a stop and then start a new thing. I think that's why like this one feels good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's like we waited for things to like fade and end before we're like, all right, next thing then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe when this episode comes out, it'll be like the most panned one. It'll be like, fucking movie pitches, man.
This one sucked.
I wish Dan would have come up with less movie pitches.
Those pitches were worse than the RoboCop quotes.
Yeah. Can we have an hour-long podcast of Star just reading RoboCop quotes and eating peanut butter mustard sandwiches on air?
Oh no.
From what we've seen, everyone seems to fucking love the RoboCop quote section.
Yeah.
It seems to be a fucking banger on our test audience of 2 people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's enough. I think we can wrap there.
All right.
Alright.
Yeah. I kind of really like this one. All right. This has been the COACP podcast. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on SoundCloud. I might have the Spotify up by now. If not, I'll tell you when. I'll post it on the fucking Twitter. Follow our Twitter at COACPcast. Yeah.
So follow our individual Twitters if you want. because we're cool. Maybe.
Yeah. You can follow our
Yeah.
individual Twitters. Those will be in the links below. I think that's it for this week, guys. Anything you guys want to add?
No.
No? Okay.
I don't like doing math.
Oh, tell us how this sounds. I know it'll be really late, but I really am curious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
Give us feedback always, forever. See ya.
Yeah.
yeah, comment.
Craig is here recording, so like, tell Craig how you feel.
Craig, the audio engineer. And
Yep,
we'll
real guy.
see you guys next time. Peace.
See ya.
Bye.